Hey there, it's Matt Fraser, the psychic medium, and I am live right now. And first of all, you guys, I am so excited to see all of you. And I'm also here for one reason. I wanted to answer a question that many of you have been writing and asking me, and that is, Matt, how do you know when it's time to see a psychic medium? So many times I've been getting messages from you guys, comments from you guys saying, Matt, how do I know it's time to speak to a loved one in spirit? How do I know that my loved one is ready to speak? And how do I know when my loved one is ready to come through? So I want to tell you 5 ways that I've learned on when you know that there's someone in heaven that wants to speak with you. Because what I've learned as a psychic medium is that many times before you even come to see me, your loved ones are already trying to get in touch with you. What I've noticed is that the moment that a loved one passes away, one of the first things that they do when they get to the other side is they learn how they're going to communicate with you. They choose certain signs that they're going to send to you. They choose different life events that they want to be a part of from the other side. And your loved ones in spirit get to work checking in on you and also finding the best times to reach you within your life. Now, what I want you to know is that many times people freak out, right? Many times you guys will write to me right after a loved one passes away and you're like, Matt, I'm freaked out. My dad just passed or my mom just passed. It's been 3 months and I haven't sensed them. I haven't felt them. I haven't gotten any signs yet. What if they didn't make it to heaven? And what I can tell you guys is, yes, they have made it to heaven. They're there, not to worry. What I can tell you is that it just means that they're learning to communicate with you from the other side. Remember that when we transition on, we leave our physical body here and our spirit body is what we take with us to the other side. And your loved ones communicate differently in heaven. They communicate through signs, through feelings, and through psychics and mediums like myself. But just like how we have to learn a new language here in this world, your loved ones in spirit have to learn a new language on the other side. Oh my God, I see Dahlia is here. She goes, I love you so much. I love you back. Thank you for being here. I also see that Rebecca is here. She says she's been getting a whole bunch of feathers in her front yard just this morning. I love that. What I want you guys to know is that the signs come in so many different ways. What I can tell you is that there's one thing that many people don't think about, and that is that when you're ready to go and see a psychic medium, or when you think you're ready, or when you come to a medium like myself, what's amazing is that not only are you excited, but your loved ones in spirit are excited as well. Here's how you know when it's time to see a medium. If you feel like a loved one left this world and the conversation was left unsaid, it's because it has been, right? And it's not you who's just feeling this way. Your loved ones in spirit feel this way as well. How many times do I do readings and the souls of your loved ones come through and will say to me, Matt, I wish that I would have gotten to tell my daughter this, and this. Or Matt, I wish that I would have gotten to tell my son this, and this, right? You got to know that when connecting with the other side, your loved ones will many times come through and share with me the messages that they didn't get to deliver here in this world. Maybe your loved one passed of an illness like Alzheimer's or dementia and couldn't communicate because of a cognitive impairment at the end. Maybe it was that your loved one passed suddenly or unexpectedly and you didn't get to have a final conversation. Maybe your loved one died and you were estranged from them and you didn't even know that they passed away. What I want you guys to know is that the moment that your loved ones get to the other side, they can see the things that they should have said, the things that they could have said, and the things that they could have done differently within their life. And many times they'll come through to me as a medium to communicate with you and to say the things that they didn't get to say here in this world. For example, I'll tell you, there was a woman I was just reading for, and her father here in this world was someone who, unfortunately had a terrible, terrible alcohol addiction. And for years, they just didn't get along. They actually stopped speaking with one another and was estranged. Well, the moment that her father got to the other side, addiction or alcoholism is no such thing in heaven. The alcohol goes away, the addiction goes away, all of those things go away, and souls are able to see and look back on their life so clearly, right? Without having those things that they were once burdened with here in this world. So what I can tell you is that when her dad looked back at his life, he realized the way that he hurt her, the way that he hurt his family, and boy, did he have a lot to say. And what's amazing is before she came to see me for the reading, her dad was already trying to get in touch with her. And it was funny because I kept telling her, hey, your father keeps telling me that you keep waking up at the same time every night. He tells me that since his passing, you keep waking up at 3 a.m. And she's like, oh my God, Matt, how do you know that? I'm like, it's because your father's here and with you. And he tells me that he's been trying to come into your dreams. And unfortunately, because he's a new spirit, you haven't dreamt of any of those dreams, but you've been getting woken up in the meantime. And she's like, that's so weird. Every morning at like 3 a.m., she's like, I feel a soul that's with me. And at that reading, she realized it was her dad. These are called breakthrough signs. Breakthrough signs are the signs that your loved one sends you when they first get to the other side. And breakthrough signs are when a loved one in spirit is trying to come through and speak to you, but really isn't sure how, or maybe you're not sure who it is. For example, here's how you know when it's time to see a medium. The first is getting signs that you don't understand. If you keep seeing dragonflies, butterflies, ladybugs, certain numbers repeating, certain songs repeating, and you're like, I know this is a sign, but I don't know who's sending them to me, right? Maybe you keep seeing dragonflies everywhere. You see ladybugs everywhere. Or maybe there's a certain number that keeps haunting you and you literally feel like you're being haunted. You're like, wait a minute. I know that this is a spirit. I know someone's here with me. I know someone's trying to get me this sign, but I'm not sure who it is. Guess what? That means it's time to see a medium, because it means that a soul is trying to break through worlds, but you're just not sure who it is that's sending you that sign. The second way that you can know when it's time to see a medium is that you'll start to think of a loved one and they'll just be in your head constantly, no matter where you go. You'll feel like they're trying to talk to you, but they're not. As weird as that sounds. Like you might be shopping and all of a sudden you might hear your mom saying, oh, you should buy that dress, right? And you're like, wait a minute, that's weird. I feel like I can hear my mom in my thoughts, right? It's because they're trying to come through and reach you. Remember that every psychic and medium is psychic through one way. They're psychic through their thoughts, right? We all have a different way of connecting, but every spirit will first try to talk to us through our own thoughts and feelings, meaning that when I'm connecting with your loved ones, I'm not just hearing them, I'm feeling what they went through in their body, and their thoughts become my thoughts. So they replace my own thoughts in my mind with the visions and the thoughts that they had here in this world. That's the reason why I'm able to communicate with spirits, even if they didn't speak the same language as me here in this world. Another way to tell that it's time to see a medium is if you keep feeling a presence with you. Maybe you keep feeling chills going down your spine. Maybe it is that you feel like you're not alone in the house. Maybe it is that you've been noticing some strange behavior by your pets in the house. All of a sudden, the pets might be, chasing something that's not there, or your dog might be barking at someone that's not there, or your dog might all of a sudden be having this weird feeling in the house and you feel it too. That means that there's someone in spirit that's in that house and visiting you, not something to be afraid of. The same way that our family members visit us here in this world, they also visit us in the afterlife. And another way you can tell when it's time to come and to see a medium is when you're just dealing with unresolved pain. Let's say that a loved one passed away and you just can't get over a certain pain. You can't get over a certain heartache. Maybe it is that the one thing that you're being left with is the way that your loved one left this world. Let's say, oh my God, thank you, Jennifer. She goes, thank you so much for doing this. I really hope that these little messages that I come on and share with you guys really help you. And Natasha's saying, yes, I need to hear from my husband. What I can tell you is when you say that, right? How many times do we see a loved one pass away and that's the last thing that we can think of? Instead of thinking about the wonderful memories that we had with them from childhood, from the past, we think about taking their last breath. We think about what it was like for them to die. We wonder, are they okay? Are they on the other side? Did they make it back with dad? Did they make it back with family members, right? What I want you to know is that if your last thought of your loved one is your loved one dying and leaving this world, it means that it's time to see a medium. Because what I can tell you is, and what I love doing these readings, is that your loved ones don't come through sick. They might talk about their illness, but they don't come through sick. Your loved ones come through being the best version of themselves. And that's what I love during each reading, is that so many people are afraid to come to see a medium, or might be afraid to come to a reading because the last moments with the loved one may have been horrific. They may have had to watch their loved one struggle, or not be able to breathe, or look different, or deal with a memory impairment like Alzheimer's or dementia. But when your loved ones come through, they no longer have any of those illnesses attached to them. And what's so amazing is that sometimes seeing a medium replaces that last image that you saw of a loved one here in this world. It shows you that your loved ones are at peace and that you can be at peace as well. Another way that you can tell when it's time to see a medium is when people around you are hearing from a certain loved one, but you're not. I hear this happen all the time. For example, you may have lost your dad, and your granddaughter, who's 3 years old, is saying, I see Papa, I see Papa, I see Papa. And she might be talking about your dad that had passed away. And then all of a sudden, your best friend might call you up and be like, hey, I dreamt of your dad last night. And then all of a sudden, an old friend of yours, right, might call you up and say, hey, guess what? I was dreaming the other night and your dad was in my dream with my mom. And you're like, wait a minute, this is so weird. Why is my dad coming to everyone else but me? Well, sometimes the thing is that we can't see the signs for what they are. Sometimes the signs go over our heads, especially when we live busy lives. So what I want you to know is that when other people are experiencing signs from your loved one, but you're not, that's also a sign for you. Don't just be like, oh my God, my dad must be mad at me. He goes to my sister, but doesn't come to me. It just means that you're missing some of the ways that he's reaching out. I'll tell you, there's many times when people feel unresolved with a loved one here in this world. They'll come to me for a reading and expect nothing. They won't expect their loved one to come through because they're not seeing the signs. They're not sensing and feeling their loved one, but everybody else is. And don't you know that those are always the people that get read because their loved one comes through and says, what do you mean you're not getting the signs? Of course I'm there and with you. I've been with you through your wedding day, through this day, through that day, through the other day. And I've been watching over you since the time I left this world. That's what is so amazing. So what I want you to know is that if you're feeling any of those unresolved issues, right? What I want you to know is that that also means that your loved one in spirit is also feeling that there's things that they need to resolve from the other side. The one thing that I can tell you as a medium is that your loved ones hate to look on you here in this world and see you grieving, crying, upset, or in pain. And anytime that they can come through to clear things up, to relive a conversation, to talk about things again, they will. So that being said, while you guys are all here with me, I have some exciting news, and that is that I just announced that me and my mom are doing something for the very first time. I know a lot of you have asked me about this. You said, Nat, when are you and your mom doing readings together? Have you ever done an event with your mom? Has your mom ever done a reading with you? So me and my mom were like planning this and planning this and planning this. And, it always fell through the cracks. And then this time we looked at each other and we're like, you know what? We should do it this year. So this year, for the first time ever, me and my mom are coming together and we're doing a psychic seance on Halloween. Not on Halloween, October 30th into Halloween. So it's going to be at 9 o'clock at night. All the information is on my website, meetmattfraser.com. Just click on the live events page or the online reading page. And what I want you guys to know is that during the psychic seance, me and my mom are going to be doing two things. Actually, three things. We're going to be going and teaching you how to unlock your psychic ability because during the week of Halloween is the time when the souls are the strongest because everyone's thinking about death, dying in the afterlife. So all together here on earth, everyone's thinking about the spirit worlds, right? So it's the perfect time for seance and to open yourself up to receiving messages. And also me and my mom are going to be doing some readings and answering your questions about heaven and the afterlife. So that being said, for all of you who've been wanting to see me and my mom together, this is the first time ever that we're doing something like this. So if you want to be a part of this event, just go to meetmattfraser.com. And I also want to let you know that some people are like, Matt, what is a psychic seance? Is it scary? Is it negative? Is it evil? They hear the word seance and they're like, oh my God, that sounds dark. Well, no, a seance is just us coming together and opening up to the spirit world. So I can talk about what I do all day long. I can help you connect with your loved ones all day long. But at the end of the day, I also feel my job is helping you discover your own psychic gift and your own psychic voice because we all have a way to connect with spirit. The spirits tell me that all the time. And in fact, your own loved ones are trying to test your connection. So that being said, at the end of the day, I could deliver you a beautiful message from your mom or your dad, but I also want you to learn ways, tools, and techniques for you to communicate with them on your own. I don't want you to have to come to see me. Now, that being said, I love it when you come to see me. But you know what I'm trying to say is I also want you to have the same ability that I have, and that is sensing and feeling my loved ones, talking to my loved ones, and receiving signs from my loved ones. It's an amazing gift, and I know that you all have that same ability. You just have to learn how to fine tune it. So who better to do this with than my mom? So that being said, I'm excited for two reasons, because I just added that event to my website. It's a one-time only event. It's happening on October 30th. The date is up on my website, meetmattfraser.com. meetmattfraser.com. And I also want you to know that I just announced some online readings that I will be doing in October as well. And if you haven't heard, I also announced some new tour dates. I'm coming to Moncton, Canada. I'm coming to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I'm coming to Laughlin, Nevada, Harris, Michigan. I'm also coming to, oh my God, where else am I coming to? Oh my God, Santa Rosa, California, Sacramento, California. And I announced that I'm coming to Foxwoods Resort Casino. But you guys, there's only 2 rows of seats left to Foxwoods. So if you're in the New England area, you can join me at Foxwoods Resort Casino. That's happening on December 9th. To join me for a live in-person event where I'll be helping you connect with a loved one. Make sure that you go to my website, meetmattfraser.com, or you go to Ticketmaster or the Foxwoods website to reserve your spot. And like I said, the online psychic seance, that's an online event for those of you guys asking, and it's happening on October 30th. I'm really excited for this. It's going to be incredible. So many amazing things. And more importantly, I'm all dressed up right now because this, believe it or not, this afternoon, in just about 5 minutes, I'll be seeing some of you guys online. Today is another online reading. So if you've been on my YouTube page, my Facebook page, you've seen all the readings by now that I've done so far. Every single person who has gotten a reading by me, they only paid $19 and they joined one of my live online reading events. They take place right in this office. So in just about 5 minutes, I'll be giving live readings online for those of you guys who signed up. And for the rest of you, if you didn't sign up for an online reading, the rest of the dates are right here on meetmattfraser.com. But what I want you to know is look for the signs, talk to your loved ones. And what I want you to know is that when you're getting those signs and you don't know who's sending them to you, it means that it's time and it means that you're ready to see a medium. And just remember, if you're feeling like something's unresolved with the loved one's passing, your loved one in spirit is also feeling that way as well. Because when you're feeling that way, they're feeling that way. And that's why I love my job, because being able, to me, it's not just a job, it's just my life. I love being able to put you guys back in touch with the loved one, because knowing that they're okay, being able to tie up the loose ends can be life-changing. So a lot's going on. Thank you so much. Everyone's saying nice wings. Isn't that amazing back there? Alice from my team got that for me. I absolutely love it. I had to put it up right away. But I hope to see you guys at the Psychic Showcase. Excuse me, I want to keep going. I want to call it the Psychic Showcase, the Psychic Seance. I hope to see you at the Psychic Seance on October 30th. And what I also want you guys to know is that Foxwoods Resort Casino, Wind Creek in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and Moncton, Canada, and Harris, Michigan, I'm coming for you next. So I hope to see you live in person. I got to go get ready. The online readings start in just 3 minutes. And to join the next one, just head on over to meetmattfraser.com. The link is right here. I love you guys. I'll see you soon, and trust in the signs.